Norman Powell and Harden haven't really even done much. Jamal Murray hasn't done much either. So there's a lot of ifs, and I think it's going to come to a culmination tonight in Game 5. Clippers Nuggets Game 5 is today, and I wanted to hop on and talk about the preview because this is the only series left that is not a sweep or that is not someone up or down 3-1. This is the only series that's 2-2, currently tied. So today's going to be the tiebreaker of the best series, my opinion, even as a Clippers fan, of the first round. Y'all saw the thumbnail, y'all saw the title. This series is not as close as you might think it is, even though it's tied up 2-2. There's some things that I'm going to talk about today that might sway your opinion of that. Starting off, just looking at stats, the Clippers have scored an average of 107.8 points per game this series, and the Nuggets have scored under 100 at 99.5. So there's like an 8.5 point split there. Now, every single game, except for Game 3, has been decided by under 3 points every single time, except for a random 34-point blowout. So that was crazy. They've all been super close games. Both teams at this point cannot afford to lose. Denver has been super at odds with winning in general. Even though they came in and they're the 4 seed, they're the higher seed, they got home court advantage. They showed out in Game 1 and they pulled it out. The wins are not as convincing as you'd like them to be, especially if you're a Nuggets fan. Win number 1 was just an insane roll the dice, playoff Russell Westbrook, go off, hits a 3. He did a lot of other stuff, but mainly hit a 3 and got the steal on James Harden, or the turnover, forced the turnover. And then your second win comes from a historic game-winning, a buzzer-beater game-winning dunk. The only one in playoff history after you blew a 20-point lead. Now, there can be things said about leads. People have different opinions on leads. And, oh man, they shouldn't have gone down 20 in the first place because they're not a good team. But then the Nuggets also blew a 20-point lead. So, I mean, what is that? I don't think that really means anything to me. And for the Nuggets, your first loss came when Kawhi shot 15 for 19, going for 39 points in an absolute heater of a game. And then your next game you lost was, the next game was, you lost by 34 points. So Nuggets defense overall has not proven to be super, super good. And they are not protecting home court like a good championship contending team needs to. My initial thought going into this series was it was not going to go 7, but I think it's going to be pretty likely just because this is the only series that's tied right now. I mean, every other series, there might be some games where, it's 3-1 right now and it might get to 3-3 and then the team wins in Game 7 or something like that. Or maybe someone comes back 3-1. But it's tied. It's the closest series. Like I said, 3 games out of the 4 games have been decided by under 3 points. The other one was a random 34-point loss on the road. Crazy. But Game 5s overall are massive. To me, they're like mini Game 7s because not every single series goes to a Game 7, but pretty much every single series will go to a Game 5, except like the 1-8 seeds or the 2-7 where it's a sweep. Even in this, the Celtics and Magic and the Rockets and Warriors, that's going more than 5. So yeah, like I said, Denver has not done a great job of showing out and defending their home court, not playing defense in a literal sense, but then playing emotional, mental defense of guarding their home court. They had in Game 1, they were doing pretty good, but then they end up winning that game barely. Game 2, they lose. But then they also go get smacked on the road, but then they win one on the road as well. So it's been halfway. And like I said, they are going to come out swinging in Game 5. They need to come out defending their home court, go up 3-2, go back to LA, maybe win that one, maybe not. And that's why I think it's going to go in Game 7. It's going to go one in Denver maybe, then go back in LA, and then we got to go back to Denver for Game 7. So I would have told you that, and you think statistically that a Game 7 has to be, okay, 50-50. And sometimes it is. If the Nuggets have won every single home game after this point, it's more than 50-50 for the Nuggets because they're at home. Even though it's just a one game and 2 teams are competing and only one team can win, that's 50% chance, right? There's the home aspect, but they have not won every single game at home. And when they have won at home, it was barely in an overtime game by 2 points. It's been by the very, very skin of their teeth wins every single time. But they have also won on the road. So if they can defend tonight, they have a really good chance at winning in 7. But if it's a close game tonight and they can't win, especially if they lose tonight and they go down 3-2, they might lose in 6 down in LA. So it's going to get really, really crazy. There are tons of difference makers in this, but some of them that I marked down. For the Nuggets specifically, the bench is just chalked. Like, you just don't worry about Peyton Watson, Strother, all those guys on the bench. Russ has been cool. Don't need him. You need your starters to score double figures. Last game, they won. They won the game. It was Game 4, the crazy dunk one. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm a Clippers fan. The Nuggets had 4 bench points. 4. Just, that's it. 4 bench points. 2 from DeAndre Jordan, 2 from Peyton Watson. Everyone else in the starters scored more than 10 points. So you need all of your starters to be in double figures if you want to win. But a lot of talk about Jokic needs to do this, Jokic needs to do that. No, the rest of the starters need to lock in. However, here's the other thing with the Nuggets. Since you're not focusing on the bench, you don't want to play the long game. You want to win in the least amount of games you can. Every starter last game played more than 42 minutes. And for the Clippers, James Harden was the only player who played more than 42 minutes. Zubats only played 40 minutes, and everyone else played under 40 minutes. Because they got 3 guys on the bench that averaged 20 minutes per game, and they were able to split it up a good amount. Like Bogey, Batum, Derrick Jones Jr., Ben Simmons got a little bit of minutes there, right? The Clippers went to the lineup where they took out Chris Dunn and brought in Bogey for that last half. Bogey didn't shoot amazingly. I think the Clippers defense would have been a little bit better with Chris Dunn, even though they shut down that 20-point run and went on their own run. I think it was like 32-9, something like that. They have options in lineups to go, okay, defensive and offensive. The Nuggets just have their starting lineup where it's got, hey guys, we just got to lock in here. You're asking Jamal Murray and Christian Brown and all these guys to sit in that seat, but then go on offense and really buck up. Jokic can't keep doing it every single time, especially when all of his other guys are logging heavy minutes. Tom Thibodeau minutes. Literally, everyone played more than 42 minutes. As a Clippers fan, this scares me to say this about the Clippers, but the Clippers need to play the long game. They can win this series. Like I just said, there's a bunch of different questions about the Nuggets. Norm and Harden haven't even shined. I don't want to say they have not played well, but they have not shined. I mean, the only reason the Clippers are in this spot is because James Harden had 12 points in overtime against Golden State. They got here, got the 5th seed, locked it in, right? Crazy. So they're not here without James Harden. So he's not played bad. He's played fine. Kawhi has played really good. And I mean, I was like, oh, that last game was average, because he shot 10 for 22, which is still 45% from the field. That's pretty good. The Clippers need to continue to limit their turnovers. I know something that people are saying is the Clippers aren't rebounding because you look at the rebounding stats. But if you're watching the game, first of all, you have to understand the Nuggets are the best fast break team in the NBA. So the rebounding numbers for the Clippers are going to go down, especially on the offensive side. And the Nuggets have gotten a lot of offensive rebounds. I'm not going to say that. But you can watch these Clippers pulling back on defense. There's a shot, and there's not a whole ton of follow your shot, get offensive rebound. If it happens to land in someone's lap, they're going to go and play it. But it's a shot and get back, because we can't keep losing points on transition. So that's something about the rebound numbers that I wanted to point out, because I see some people on Twitter that are saying, oh man, Clippers need a rebound, they Zubac, blah, 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 bunch of different stuff. That's the main reason that I think, as Ty Lue and Van Gundy being like, yo, we got to get back on defense because we got to shut these boys down, make them play half court instead of beating us in transition, because they are the best team in transition because of Jokic. I mean, think about it. But for the Clippers, you have to keep the pressure on offense, play that lockdown D on the other side of the court, because it's really hard for a good offensive team to go over a good defense. And it's easier for a good defense to have good offensive nights where the ball just goes in, rather than the Nuggets just having, oh man, great defensive night all of a sudden, when they're just not inherently a good defensive team. Clippers are not an amazing offensive team. Nuggets are top 5 in offense. Clippers are top 5 in defense. So that's kind of where the main story is on that side of the court. But flip it, you have a 39-point performance from Kawhi Leonard, and you see who wins that game, right? You shoot crazy from 3, and you see who wins that game by 34 points. So the Clippers offense needs to stay consistent, and that's partly with James Harden, more Zoo, more Kawhi isolations. No one's been able to stop Kawhi Leonard. Aaron Gordon's been big and fun, and he's a big dude who can guard him, physically strong. He's not been able to stop Kawhi Leonard this entire series. In my opinion, Game 4 goes to the Clippers, if not for an all-time dunk. I'm not even saying it was like lucky. No one boxed him out, so Aaron Gordon played a smart championship-level IQ play and had a putback. Insane that it was at like 0.1. You can't control that. But if that game goes to overtime, or if Jokic even hits the rim and it misses and goes off back and we go to overtime, Clippers win that game, we're up 3-1. It's that simple. That's partly why I think that the Nuggets wins have been super, super rough, scrape it out the mud. Like, not a whole ton of very convincing winning going on in this series with the Nuggets. They went up 20 and absolutely blew it and almost lost the game. My verdict, does the Clippers still win the series? I mean, both eye test and stats will tell you that. Clippers average more points. They're doing really good on defense. The Nuggets have not scored. It's just really hard to make a case for Denver outside of, oh man, Jokic got to play well. Jamal Murray's got to play well. Everything that we've been seeing has not been super great. Nuggets defense has been okay. Rebounding has been really good, but we talked about that just barely, right? Jokic is playing out of his mind. You can't seem to stop him when, okay, we need him to score, or we're just going to let him beat everyone else, right? He's still winning the game, even when he's not dishing it out to everyone. He's scoring 36 points a game. We are in the only scenario where Denver can win this series, and it's because of the home court advantage. It's really hard to want to pick them if you're not a Nuggets fan. Just watching them. I mean, Jokic, people can say what they want about Jokic, but the Clippers defense is legit, and Kawhi Leonard is here. Norman Powell and Harden haven't really even done much. Jamal Murray hasn't done much either. So there's a lot of ifs, and I think it's going to come to a culmination tonight in Game 5. So I'll have a video up later this week talking about reaction to Game 5. I'll talk about it on my members only. If you want to check out my members only, it's only $2 a month. You get a ton of extra content that I'm going to start doing, especially, that I'm going to start doing more on top of it, talking about games. So it's going to be a good time. Live updates, unedited stuff. Go follow the Twitter, all the stuff. It's been a great time with the playoffs, dude, and this is the best series. It's fun to have my favorite team in the best series in the first round so far. It's also terrifying. It's also so scary. So I'm at least I'm not a Lakers fan. Clippers are looking better than the Lakers right now. I mean, they're down 3-1. We'll see how they can do. So roll the LeBron clip. Roll that. We gotta put that LeBron meme on screen. But anyways, yeah, keep me up. I'll keep updated with my playoff thoughts and opinions. That's all I got for today, bro. Yeah.